welcome you, have some fun.
Yeah.
Give it up for Stephanie Roth.
Thank you. Now I lost my presentation mode over here.
You got it?
Yeah, we got it. Okay. So again, yeah, assessment through jump rope. Thank you, Craig. It's really full circle for me to kind of be back here. Rhythm and Moves was one of the best years of teaching I've ever had. First year moving out to California, loved everything they had to offer, and I'm just excited to give back to all that they've given to me. And what's amazing is 10 years later, it's still there. So the foundation was laid, and I feel so lucky to have been a part of it. So thank you for having me, and thank you for being here today. So again, my name is Stephanie Roth, and we are going to talk about jump rope. But before we start, I just want to lay some foundation so you know where I'm coming from, and that's important for always starting with the I and starting with where are we coming from. So what's the big goal? So what is the big goal of physical education? You want to throw some things out there?
Educate children how to live a healthy lifestyle.
Excellent. So the newest term that's been introduced to me is physical literacy. Okay, physical literacy is used in the national standards now, and it really encompasses exactly what you were saying and so much more, and how to build confident and competent movers, right? Yeah, you want them to win that kickball game or whatever it is you're playing that day, but what are we really working towards is what they're doing for a lifetime. Exactly what you said, so thank you. And one way I try to build physical literacy is through bring your parents to Phys Ed Week, and I did it for the first time last year, so as 9 years teaching, I invited anyone who wanted to come, all parents. They could sign up, and there's lots of different ways you can do that. They did it online, so I knew how many people I could cap it at a certain amount, things like that. And the purpose is to advocate for the program, and so they could see what their kids were doing. So I just want to show you, if you blink, you'll miss it, so it's pretty fast. I did this on iMovie. You might have to come closer to see it, but you can. It's one way I try to get physical literacy. I called it Let's Get Physical Week. I have a really small indoor space for my K-3, so I had to limit the amount of parents that could come, but it's a great space. That's the bigger space. That? Thank you. Thank you. That's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't say that for that, but I did use iMovie, and that's a template. They make it so easy. You just drop the pictures, and you know how to drag and pull, then you can do that. Like they make it, they time it. The music was already there actually, so I just kept it. Oh, you don't want to see my email. So let's see, where were we? Okay, so that's how I build physical literacy. One way to really get parents, and I had parents saying, "Wow, we didn't do that when I was in school," you know, and they're like, "I didn't really understand what you were doing." And if you really want parents to know what you're doing, that you're doing something different than what was a long time ago, you know, it's really a great way to bring them in and advocate for what you're doing. So physical literacy, use a Google image, motivated to move, confident, and competent. So today we're focusing on the competency, which leads to confidence, right? So, or perceived confidence, and the motivation to do things. Competency, when you look at assessment, how many of you care if your kids learn? Okay, good, great. Phew. Okay, you're in the right profession. All right, so we want our kids to learn. How many care that you want to know where your kids are at in their learning process, right? You want to know. Okay, I do too, and that's one thing I'm really passionate about is I want to have that evidence of student learning. I want to make sure that every single teacher and principal and administrator knows that when those kids are with me, it's valuable time. I'm not sitting there, standing there, and rolling out one ball, right? I want them to know that their kids are cognitively engaged in the curriculum. So that's why I love physical literacy, because it just really encompasses that. So that's where I'm coming from. So that's a little bit more about me. Again, I'm Oakland teacher, Redwood Day School, 10th year teaching woo woo East Bay. Love it. Was with Aspire Public Schools for 7 years at a Title I school, and now the school I'm at is an independent school, and I still K through 5. So today, jump rope. The what, why, how, and I noticed the person presenting in there. How many of you use what, why, how in your classroom? Anyone? If you don't, it's great. I learned it from Terry Drain, and it's the what you're learning, the why you're learning it, and how you know you're learning it. I share this with my kids at the beginning of each lesson. So how do they know they've learned, right? That's really important. I feel like today the what is the jump rope, right? This is just a way to assess kids through jump rope. It's engaging. Hopefully the assessments and the things that they're doing are motivating them to get better. They're not just, I'm tired of this, right? We're going to assess them. They're going to give feedback. You're going to give feedback to each other. So not just you giving feedback as a teacher, getting them to talk about what they're learning and what they're doing. And hopefully you'll leave with some tools and ideas that you can use in your classroom. And I'm happy to share any of this stuff. I'm all about best practices. I'm part of a HPEC group that we're trying to get teachers to reach their full potential. How do you do that? You share stuff. You borrow, you beg, you steal. So don't even worry about that. So anything you see here today, I'm happy to share. The standards I use this year, I've really, in the last few years, have encompassed the national standards, and I know your curriculum builds off the state standards, right, Tony? And national or state? I pull from both the state and the national standards. They're both state, yeah. Which is most schools, and that's what you do in California, because we do have California state standards. I really like the national ones. So today, I've unpacked 2 standards to create the assessment tools, and the first one is that you can perform some intermediate jump rope skills. I'm letting your food settle, by the way, and then we'll let it go. So you're going to perform a variety of tricks for both short and long rope. So we'll get to long rope at the end, hopefully. I'm going to try to fit as much in as I can in the time limit that we have. And the 4th grade standard creates a jump rope routine with either a short or a long rope, okay? And so that'll be just a small piece. And again, I'm going to speed through these. Would we spend much more time with kids? Yes. I want you to just get as much as you can and get your brains thinking about assessment, because I just think it's valuable, and your kids are going to be so much more engaged, and it really takes a lot of the onus off you as the teacher, and they're kind of really much more accountable for what they're doing when you do this type of stuff. So you're going to see a jump rope helper, a tracker, team jump rope, long rope, task card, and then a jump rope challenge. And we might have to come back here to see some of this stuff, but we'll do our best. It's pretty close. Jump rope mantra. I learned this from Renee Babad. She's like have you guys ever heard of her? If you look her YouTube up, if you want to learn any kind of jump rope, she's one of the international jump rope competitors. She was at K-Ford this year, or last year.
She came here.
See? So if you taught here, yeah, 3 years. She's Cirque du Soleil, exactly. She's amazing. So she says this: do your personal best. Don't compare yourself to others, and work at your own level. And I love that. I had kids make the signs, and we posted it, because jump rope is one of those things, if you've seen kids try to learn it, it's tough, especially if they've never done it. So here's the levels of quality. Again, I talked about an unpacked standard. What I mean by that is I kind of looked at what do I want kids to know, right? And so then I also developed levels of quality. So today, I have a thinking thing for you. We're going to assess ourselves right now. You're going to do a self-assessment. So, your jump rope. If you can jump 2 times in a row, okay, that's the level you're at. If you think you can, now, okay, so this is switched for you. You can jump 20 times for kids age first, right? For kids, all right? Okay, so let's go for you. I can jump 20 times. I can jump my age. This is without making a mistake, folks, okay? So this is double jump. They have to be like this, okay? And by yourself, turning your own rope. I can successfully perform a double under. Everyone know what that double under is? Yeah? Get the rope. Who can explain it? Just so. Someone?
So it's 2 spins when you're up in there for 1 jump.
Yeah, so 1 jump, the rope goes under twice. And then the last one is you can combine the double under with basic jumping. So basically, you can just do regular jumping, double under, just keep it going. Okay? So think about what level you are at. Okay? Just think right now, and I have a task for you. Now let's see, 2, 4, 6. I'm going to give you a number. Remember your number. On the whiteboard over there are magnets. You're going to find your number magnet. And you're going to move it to what column you think you are at. So if I'm number 1 and I think I can jump my age, I'm going to move my magnet to that column. And I'm going to put my magnet there, and then you're going to meet me right there by the blue cone. Ready? So I'll give you a number, yeah, and then you'll go to the whiteboard. Everyone point to the whiteboard. Where do you go after you put your magnet on the whiteboard? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. How's it going?
Well, you're a hot rope. Jump rope.
All right. I recognize you. Nice to see you. Remind me of your name?
Alexis.
Alexis. Yeah.
I'm excited to do some jump rope.
Okay, good. Sweet. We're going to get on it.
Kind of get lost with the jump rope.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, just everyone you can gather on here when you're done. Now, I know we're all adults here, but as we look at the magnets, let's make sure only the comments that we're making are positive ones, and if we're making any at all. But let's all just take a look at the whiteboard. And so this is an assessment for me, right, as a teacher. And this is a brand new tool I just learned how to do. And what I really want to stress today is that anything I show you, you can just throw different content in. So if you weren't teaching jump rope, if you're teaching something else, you could throw something else in here. But this shows me where my students are at, or where they think they're at, right? This is perceived. This is where they think they're at. And this is quick. I could take a picture of that. I could write their class period, and then I could know. And then we'll go back to that later, okay? So great. Looks like we've got a lot of skilled jump ropers in here. We're gonna have to push you. Might have to push you a little further today. So great. First challenge, and this is a challenge by choice. Everything you do today, I want you to do what your body allows you to do. But more participation, the more fun, and then you'll see what your kids are going to do. This is called the jump rope challenge, and I think we're just not going to flip through the slides. I don't think we need them. It says I can predict blank amount of jumps in blank minutes. So just take a look at that. And what you're going to do, I'm going to tell you how many minutes. You're going to fill in the 3 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. And you're going to predict how many jumps. They just have to be successful. They don't need to be in a row or anything. You're just going to go in your own space with your own jump rope. When I say go, you're going to count your successful jumps. 1, 2, 3. If you mess up, just stop and keep going. Now, if you want to keep track of them in your head till the end, at the end, you're going to write your total jumps. You're going to see if you can reach your prediction. If you reach your prediction, your goal, try to double it. Okay? Don't stop.
Does it have to be 2 feet?
Yes, please. 2 feet basic jumping, and try. You can do double jumping, 2 jumps for every turn, but try single jumping. That would be the next level. Any other questions? So how many minutes do we get for this? 3. And are you working with a partner or by yourself? Oh, awesome. Okay, can I get 2 passer-outers? Once you have a piece of paper, I've got a bag of pens and random. Hopefully they work. If they don't, if you don't want a piece of paper and you want to go do this all by yourself and you're without it, go for it. But go ahead and write 3 minutes. I have some clipboards if you'd like to, but I don't have 24. I only have about 10. If you're not jumping, you can find a partner and help them count. Yeah, I'd love for you to just count their jumps, yeah.
You can be like the Asian student.
Exactly. If you're not feeling like you can jump right now, please find a partner and count there. Now grab a rope after you have an own space. I would suggest yellow handle for your height. But no, any color you want, sorry. Looks like they're all, yeah. Wait, are the black handles longer? They didn't have.
They're not long jumpers.
The 16-foot, right? Okay. Yeah, so yellow handle right now. Okay, we're going to start our 3 minutes in about 20 seconds. 20 seconds. So write your prediction down. Starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, nice form. All right, nice little jumps. Good, elbows are in, nice form. Good, little jumps, nice. All right, good. Feet together, good. Bend those knees slightly. Soft landings, good, nice. Oh yeah, that's the, oh yeah. All right, looking good. Timing, you have 1 minute and 40 seconds left. 5 minutes of jump rope is equal to 15 minutes of jogging, but you got to keep going. Try to keep going. You're halfway there. You're halfway there. All right, nice form. Little jumps. All right, nice. Elbows are in. Good. 1 minute. Okay, it's after lunch. I'll cut you a break. Write down. You guys want more time? You're good. How many of you reached your goal? Okay, 2 hands up if you passed your goal. Give everyone a whoosh clap. You guys know I get that from Sports for Kids like 9 years ago. They go 1, 2, 3, clap, whoosh. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. That feels good, right? All right, you can drop your rope in that space. Just remember where that own space is. This paper is yours to keep forever and ever, or you can put it over here in this bin. And pins can go back in this. Actually, go ahead. Will you do me a favor? Let's do this. Put the pin on top of the paper next to your jump rope. We'll see if it'll stay there. And then everyone come gather in. When I want my students to come in, I say grapes. I learned that from another teacher. I'm the stem, you're the bunch. So everyone grapes. So I want you standing. It also could be sitting grapes, but I'll call this a huddle because we're standing. But it's usually grapes are sitting, but you can go ahead and stand. Let's make sure your backs are to the sun. How about you guys all? Or you want shade? You want to come over here? Good thing.
Little jumps. Small,
No.
skinny jumps.
Make a really big mistake. Big mistake.
I feel like you're jumping really high.
Yeah.
Little jumps.
Little jump.
Hey, stop being defensive.
That's
Wasn't that when I was your
right. He doesn't like to
Tone is everything. I love that. Okay, no, you're good. All right, so then the idea is if Cole got a sometimes or never, which let's say sometimes he did because little jumps, he was jumping high at first, wasn't he? I noticed that. And so Alexis would just read the why. So why should you do little jumps?
because with small springy jumps with very little height to save energy.
All right, so and then you're ready for the next jump, and there's other things you could put there. But if they score in the sometimes or never, that's the feedback part. So you give the why of why you should do that. Like you show them how they did, so they do all 4 areas of cues. You mark them, and then you read the why if they got a sometimes or never. If they got always on everything, high five, and then you're gonna switch, and there's not much feedback except for a compliment, right? The other side is what I use for just the smaller kids. It's just a little bit more fun. It's not, the why's not there. The picture's there for them. Really good for all students, but especially English language learners. And then the stars. So this, you can use either side. And go ahead and performers, I encourage you to make a mistake. some common mistakes that if we get to at the end of the session, some common mistakes. Anyone want to, who's been taught jump rope before? What are some common mistakes you see?
Saying I can't do it right
Okay,
away.
attitude.
Yeah.
Perfect, mindset. So we got to start there, right? Growth mindset.
Start over the rope.
Work at your level. Cadence, timing. What'd you say?
Where they have the rope and where they start with as opposed to back and front.
Totally. Or they jump way too high, or they jump forward because they think they have to jump forward. So hopefully these things correct it. And so as a performer, you can go ahead and make some mistakes and see if your partner catches it. So when I say go, I want you to stand back to back with a partner. Yeah, question?
Yeah, quick question. So you have them do the 4 tasks, and then if they had it sometimes or
Never.
whatever the category was, then you had them explain.
That partner reads the why, and then they switch, and then it's the other partner's turn. So I try to have this take about 5 minutes or so.
Per partner.
No, about 2.5 minutes per partner, because I just kind of want it to happen. It's about 10 jumps. If you're still learning and you can only do under 5 jumps, I would just stick to under 5 for each category. Any other questions? Thank you for that.
Dan White, you had a question, didn't you? You were up?
I asked it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Good luck, though.
I was looking out for you.
All right, when I say go, find a partner, back to back, ready, go. Standing. 5. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, first coach can grab a clipboard and a purple sheet. It's all over there in the shade. The performer can go grab their jump rope. Choose your side. If you don't have the Y, you can, on one side, you can turn it over. We'll do this for just a few minutes. Maybe you just pick a couple and. Air 5. Try to make a mistake. Make them find an error. It's good practice. I wish we had just a little bit longer rope for you. Lift, scoop. So one thing I tell the kids too is scoop, then lift. Scoop, lift. Backward scoop. Then jump. There you go. That's better. Nice. Yeah, try to make them find an error. That's good practice as a teacher, right? Let's see if we can figure it out. Oh, yeah. Another one is they jump the same time they turn it. That's a very common one. That, exactly. Jumping the same time they turn it is a real common. Oh, that's, yeah, exactly. And then what do they start doing? They start bending over. And that's where the stand tall came in. I changed it one year because I was like, wait, they start doing this.
Yeah, because they want to get it over.
So, and I think the thing is too, like when you even grunted at the end, right? It's like the answer, like so you never did it. So why is because small springy jumps with very little height.
I'm really trying to jump.
What's that? Oh, yeah. If you haven't switched yet, please switch coaches if you haven't. We have about 2 minutes, 1 minute. Thank you. What tell me, yeah, what's hard to watch for it?
Oh, doing the stand tall one.
Stand tall, right? Well, and what kids do is they start to jump high and then they start to bend over because they think they need to jump.
In our arms come
And that's
out.
where the
Yeah.
study on tall came in, because I was like, oh, they think they have to duck under the rope. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. It's. Yeah, third and up, basically this one.
Have you tried to use it with the second?
I've done this side with second, and it's kind of just like at least they're
Hit or
getting, some exposure to it. It's a hit or miss, yeah. And if you do it fast enough, I think it works. You know, it's like for me because not all of them, they're all, yeah. Second grade it gets a little shaky.
Do you
Third
add
grade
for,
you're.
like fit? Do you add tandem rope to this? Tandem jump, like the long jump ropes, the harder jump ropes, like the
We do the buddy.
double dutch or whatever.
Yeah, we do some of that, but I don't have as much as this. All right, go ahead and finish up your last statement. And you can please leave your clipboard and marker right where you are because you're going to use it again with your same partner. So you can put on the ground, freeze. Yeah, you guys know rhythm and everything goes on the ground gently. So you can leave everything where it is in grapes or huddle, standing grapes. Yeah, it's free. All right, you guys want to be in the shade? A little shade action? Yeah, no problem. So what did that feel like, having someone stand right in your face and watch you jump? Were you thinking about anything?
Try not to mess up.
You're trying not to mess up. What else? You were listening to their feedback. It mattered what they said, right? There was no one else for them to talk to. It was just you two. What else? Uncomfortable?
Defensive.
I hope it felt yeah, there you go. I hope it felt uncomfortable because as we know, we really learn a lot when we move outside of our comfort zones. So if it felt uncomfortable, it's good. You might have learned something from that. Anything else?
I felt just as the person giving the feedback, I learned a little bit more as to what it looks like and why it works better, and like the ability to explain it to them.
Exactly.
It was a little bit easier than I understood.
Right, and one thing I get the kids, I have them explain the why, and hopefully you'll see that at the end. They have to know why the elbows are in, and they give each other little quizzes, and that's before they can go to the next level. Like, why do you keep your elbows in? Yeah? And sometimes as teachers, you can tell them 10 things to focus on, right? Do this, 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 and this. And they're like, what? And we know when we're learning a motor skill, especially at beginning stage, they can focus on one thing. And you tell them one thing. You give them too much, and especially if you've coached for a long time, you know that too, right? And as they get better and progress in there and get elite level, they can handle a lot of information. But so focusing on one thing, having them do that really helped me. And again, you can put so much content in that. So I've used that with throwing overhand, with kicking, and you just change what your cues are. And cues come from you as a teacher. They come from you and what you're deciding to assess. That comes from your program, right? And so jump rope I love. I think it's a lifetime skill. I think people can do it forever, and everyone should do it. It's really, and like I said, I heard a statistic, 5 minutes of jumping rope is just as good consecutively. It's just as 15-minute jog. So it's more efficient, folks. We're looking for efficiency here, yeah.
I have a question. I know we want to front load our students, like, why we do peer assessing and, like, the benefits. But, like, I've tried it in the past, and I know, like, when certain students work together and they're trying to give each other feedback, it turns into, like,
Social
an
learning.
argument. Or,
Yes. Or this kid gave me all nevers.
and they feel like they were doing
Oh, I love that I love that you're thinking about social emotional, because this is so important when you get them talking to each other. And I pretty much just lay the foundation at the beginning of the year. Like, it is like, this is how we're going to give feedback to each other. There's like a board that we create so they can go back. If you hear someone talking to someone in a way that's like, you need to go look at this. So I think it's like creating that, just the environment that this is how we're going to talk to each other. And it's really going slow, and maybe it's you partnering every single kid up at first and doing that. They don't get to choose, and being strategic about that and saying this is your partner for the whole time, or something like that. But yeah, I think that again goes back to really taking it slow. And if you put it out there and it's going really bad, just don't, take a step back and think about, I guess, another way you could set it up. Yeah.
You can model it first, right?
Oh.
You can have to kick them up and do it. I know
This
what
is,
school you're at, so
thank you.
but
Role modeling. That's the worst. You can't little jump, and I have kids do that to each other, and they die. They laugh it so hard, but they're like, I would never want that to happen. So that's a good one. Thank you. And then you might need to go, well, everyone's subjective. This is this person's subjective, opinion. It's like, but yeah. And when I've had the kid doing, I pulled them aside basically and just said, like, would you really want someone to do and just do that whole like take more time than they ever wanted to take on that specific thing, make them pay. No, in the lecture style. No, but thank you for bringing that up, because a lot of this stuff, anytime you're having kids assess each other, it does bring up that same thing, and just the foundation. And you can also go back to your class agreements, and I always talk about not comparing yourself and using put-ups, and being power kids is what we call it in my class, and we define what a power kid is at the beginning of the year, and we use that for the rest of the year. So we're going to do this. I'm going to only give you like 2 minutes, because I just want each of you to try it once. So you're going to get 3 chances. How many? 3 to get the highest score, the most number of consecutive jumps in a row. In a what? Row. So you can't mess up. You can't stop. They must be 2-footed jumps, okay? And your partner's going to count. So can I get you to pretend? What's your name? Jeremy. Can you pretend jump rope right now? So I'm his partner, and I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he messed up. Okay, 6. I'm going to draw I'm not going to color spin 10 minutes coloring in this. I'm just going to draw a line to the furthest number he made it to, 6. Okay, get another chance. Ready? Jeremy, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7. You beat your record. Last chance, Jeremy. See if you can beat 7. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 55. Whoa. Whoosh, clap. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Do I want to help my jumper? Yes, I do. Give quality feedback on jumping cues. Hey, Jeremy, nice job on elbows in. Next time, make sure to stand tall. So there's a sentence frame down there and some feedback. He gets 3 chances. He takes it, he erases it, or he can leave his score on there and he watches me. Boom, 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 boom. Ready? 2 minutes. I've got the papers. Jeremy's got the papers. Now I've got the papers. Once you have a paper, you and your partner can go. You just need 1. Ready, go. We're looking for a world record.
Thank you.
Rhythm and moves. No, just kidding. Just kidding. This is now in a road.
Yeah,
No.
The paper one.
Oh, no, that was not.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
No, that was my fault.
Okay.
I should have asked.
You got this. You got this. Some of these ropes are a little short. I get it. You guys are tall. Nice form over here. I see you. You must have had a really good coach earlier. Man, you guys are his coaches? Look at that form. If you make it to 100, only take one time.
I'm supposed to count?
Yes.
Count.
No, you can't. That's your job. That's okay. You do me a favor when they're done. Let's see. Actually, no. I don't need you for anything right now. But at the end, I will. Thank you. You're more than welcome to count jumps. All right, we've got about 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Hey, great, good job.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, give your partner a high five. Tell them nice job. Leave all your stuff where it is like you had it before on the clipboard and marker on top. And we're going to come, bring it in again. Grapes in the shade. Call it Shady Island. That's what I call it at school. They like that kind of stuff. Chill Hill. Oh, that's a good one. Hey, I like that one. All right. I'm hearing some scores thrown out there. So what I tell my kids who like to say their number 100 times, they're like, 10,000, and they say it to everyone in the room. I just say, everyone yell out your score on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Highest score. And the kids that really want to say it will say it, and the ones that would rather not share won't. And so that's fine with me. Could I say, all right, everyone go put your magnet under the highest number? Yes, and that would give me an idea. And would it be pretty authentic? Yes, because their partner was watching them. A little harder to cheat on that one. It's not self. So, but there is, yeah, so we could change that. And we're going to look back at that. Now, I heard you guys are a little competitive. So I have some competition, and I try to really balance that. Wait, because some of us are really motivated, and this is really important for those of you in the room who have played sports all your life and who are really motivated by competition. The majority of your students probably are not. It's just the way it is. And us as physical educators need to be really careful to know that if we want kids to be healthy for a lifetime and physically literate and want to throw and run and jump rope and do all these things, they have to have confidence. And if you make everything competitive, it will, and a kid's not motivated by that, they will not want to participate. And this matters so much to me, and why I care so much about what I do and why I want to share best practices, because I'm athletic. I love competition. I love it, and I am motivated by it, but I know most of my kids are not. So this is a group competition, though, so it even takes a little pressure if you're a beginner jump rope. It's a team jump rope, and it says let's see, let's get another volunteer. What's your name?
Lawrence.
Lawrence, will you read the top here?
Goal is our team will try to complete X amount of jumps in X amount of minutes.
Sound familiar? So it's just like you did with individually, but now you're doing it with a group. I have kids decide how much they can do individually. They add them together. So if we could each do 100 jumps, how many jumps are we trying to get? 300. So we write that in, and we'll give you I'll give you 2 minutes this time, and then you can write your total, and we'll see which group can get the most amount of jumps. Is everyone contributing in this? Yes. So it doesn't matter if what level you're at. Any questions? So once you and your group have decided on a goal, I know that you've decided on a goal because your paper is going to be on your clipboard with your pen or on top of it, and you're going to have your jump ropes. Does that make sense? Okay. Can anyone repeat to the class, like, how do we know we're ready? Where is the paper going to be? On the clipboard. What are you going to have in your hand? Jump rope. All right. Check for understanding. Ready to go? Let's get in a group of 3. So some of you are going to have to split up. Once you have your group of 3, you can come grab a piece of paper. Some of you guys have to split up. We'll start when the music starts. Someone's bound to join this power group. Oh, ask 3 before me. Yes, first time listener over here. What's your name? Matt, yes. I like students like Matt. You're welcome. Anyone else need a team jump rope sheet? Everyone needs their own rope. Oh, and you're counting your own jumps. This is the honesty policy. They don't have to be in a row. They just have to go over the rope. Honesty policy. I see this group is ready. No, just how many in 2 minutes do you think your entire group can get? Thank you. 2 minutes, whole group. 2 minutes. I'm going to I'll stay true to it, I promise. 2 minutes. Everyone ready? This group looks like ready. What's your guys' goal? You guys have 4? Perfect. What's your goal? 100? Okay, you guys got this. You can do it. Turn to your partner and tell them one cue you remember from jump roping coaching. One cue. All right, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, sorry. Nice form. Little jumps.
Let's go, Mr. White. Let's go, Mr. Pugh.
I really want to get to all my stuff, so did you add up your score in 5, 4, 3, add up your score, 2, 1. You can tie up, let's see. Yeah, you can tie up these short ropes if you'd like. And meet over here in Shady Island in about 30 seconds, Grapes. Oh, you know what? We're done with everything. Clipboards, markers, pens, you can bring it all in. Yeah, I don't really care if it's pretty, just put things together. What's your name again? Justin's collecting clipboards and coaching sheets. Please come give me a high five if your group, or a fist bump if your group reached their goal. Blow it up. Don't forget to blow it up. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you guys were going to blow out of the water, but I didn't want to assume. Yeah, all right. Excellent. Oh, you're good. And meet me right here over here, Grapes. Yeah, you can have it. Forever. Frame it. Partying good. I wanted to make sure you left something. All right. Okay, so instead of you performing these next two things, I'm just going to tell you about them because you've done a lot of hard work for today, and I really want to honor you for that. So, has anyone used Comic Life, the software? I don't know. I'm not too techie, but it's a really cool on Macs. You do have to pay for it. You can download it online. Well, on my Mac that I got, it came on it, and then my school's like, no, we're not going to renew it. And I said, well, I want it. So I renewed it myself, and it's pretty. It's like $30. So if you like to create documents, it's basically to create comics. Now, is it created for phys ed teachers? No, but you know how many people are using it? It's crazy, the people around the world. And I'll talk to you about this around the world thing later about physical educators that are awesome. But this is Comic Life, and you can do pictures and you can do color. This is just very simple, and this is one of the first ones I made, so it's not perfect. But I've adopted one framework called solo taxonomy, and it's basically this whole idea of leveling the learning goal and trying to get your students to understand that they're learning where they're at on their learning journey. And so just like this is leveled, the way that I do it is I have each kid have their own sheet, and they go through this on their own with a partner who has to be their witness. And so they basically start with level run. I can jump rope 10 times in a row. I can demonstrate the skill and say the cues at the same time. So that's when they're doing elbows in, stand tall, little jumps. So they have to do that for their partner. They have to be able to say it and do it. And then they get to move on to the next level. And sometimes I'll separate the area of the gym into these levels. And will they jump ahead before they're at the next level? Yes, they will. Will they be a little dishonest sometimes? Yes, that does happen. But for the most part, kids know where they're at, and that's the whole point. Because then there's a box, say they can't get 10 jumps. It says, do you want to improve? So then they focus on one cue at a time. So each level, I can jump rope 20 times, and I can explain why. I can jump rope 25 times in a row, backwards and forwards. So then they're working on backwards jumping, and that's a 3rd grade standard. And then it says, I can think of a new jump. So we didn't get to tricks today, but I can think of a new jump. I have an app called Jump It, and it's got all like the similar, like you guys have jump rope station cards. It's got those similar things on an app, and I just have this iPad set out, and so kids can go check it out. I also have some jump rope cards. So then on level 4, it says I can perform 10 partner jumps. So you guys all have those buddy jump ropes, so now they're with a partner jumping with each other and trying that. And then they have to create a routine. So this is a lot, right? This is a lot of stuff. And then on the back, I have some questions for them to answer to know the cognitive skill. Are all my kids writing every single day? No. Are they doing these like pencil, paper, or expo things every day? No, but I do incorporate it within the unit. So the idea is that we're all at different levels, and it's a good way to differentiate. So kids who come in who are experts at jumping rope or whatever it is you're doing, you have places to go. There's also YouTube videos of common mistakes. QR code. I create a QR code. The kids scan it with this. If they're making a mistake, they come up, they scan it, they can watch the video of the mistake they're making to try to help them get better. So that's another thing. And if you're into tech stuff, like literally this is free. I just did it online. It's on the website. You do have to have internet, but that's like a whole nother presentation when it comes to technology and phys ed. And there's reasons to do it, and there's reasons to keep it out of physical education, and I get that. But that's just a more efficient way to get kids to a website. That's what those are used for, QR codes. How many of you are familiar with QR codes? You've probably used them in like different places in life, but they were developed so you can get to to different things really fast. So you can do text, you can do websites. So that's that. The last thing we're going to do is long rope, and we have about 5 minutes. And over there on the screen, we're just going to go. I'm going to give you 4 tasks, and you in a group can. Did you put them away? That's okay. Okay, let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. No, you're right. I said that. You're so efficient. You're so efficient.
Tony's the smartest one of all of us.
One break.
Did this go off? I think the screen went off. Tony, can you help me with the screen or not? Oh, I can.
Power button should be directly in the middle of it.
Right here.
Marlo's on this. This is Marlo's special event, right?
It's shutting off. Is it the computer or is it
That's okay.
TV? It's the TV.
I'll just take my computer over there and read it to him.
Sure.
Yeah, this is the last thing. All right. That's okay. Okay, so what I did this year, you don't really need to see this. The visual is just to help. I don't have a visual set up every class period. That's a bit tough. But so I basically developed a task card for long rope jumping, and they have to, in 4th and 5th grade, by the time they leave 5th grade, the California standard says they have to be able to enter a rope, jump a few times, and then exit the rope, right? And so I developed just a way for kids to witness each other performing the different skills, and it gets progressively more difficult. So they have to run under the rope 5 times without it touching you, right? So they get that timing. They enter a rope and they try to jump over it 10 times. And I have some strategies column that I have them add strategies, and I also put ones in there. Move quickly. I have them go to school. A game I played when I was a kid where they run in, they jump once for 1st grade and get out, and then they try to make it to 12th grade. And then if they've done that, they've mastered that skill, right? They've done that. And then they try to enter the rope, jump, and then now they're trying tricks. Now they're doing frog kicks, and now they're doing jump push-ups over the rope. Now they're like trying to do cartwheels through the rope, right? But it's just a way to really try to get kids to think about, like, the learning, it doesn't stop. The goal of physical literacy is that when these guys are in their 60s and their friends call them up to go do something, they're moving, they're healthy, they don't have heart disease. So it's really trying to get kids to be motivated that there's lots of different ways to move, and jump rope is just one of them. But assessing them will really allow them to see where they're on their journey of learning jump rope, and also might motivate them to try to be better. So that basically sums it up for me right now, and I think I'm right on time. But I did, one thing I did want to open it up for the last like 2 minutes is any questions that you had or comments, because I know you all came in here with a lot of knowledge and experience, and I'm just one person. And so, yeah.
Sorry if you said it before, but where did you get these sheets?
I made them.
Oh, you made them.
I just create them, and I know, like, we all have prep periods, right? And so, do we? Well, so.
We have like 10 minutes.
But you guys are definitely given, like, awesome. Yeah, there you go. When you have a field trip, you sit down. No, and I know working after school is not feasible. feasible for some folks. But yeah, did it take extra time? Did it take me having preps? Yeah, but almost all the stuff I've created because, but learn from other people, or like send me this, and that's why I'm going to give it to you, and you can just print it out and use it. Now, if you go and you say, present on it, and you're like, hey, look at this, I created it, I'd be bummed about that. But if you went and said, hey, look, Stephanie created this, and she said I could use it, go ahead. And if you use it for every one of your kids 100 times, please do it. Like, that's what it's for, right? Because kids at the center. So I will give you all this stuff no matter what. We'll make sure you have it. I'll make sure I'll talk with Tony and Sharon and whatnot and Craig. But yeah, I just made it. Different documents. Any other questions? Any other ideas? Jump rope. The thing I didn't talk about is really how I get kids started, which is rope out in front, rope behind, and then I have them do eagle arms in front and then out, and that really helps with the. So one thing I skipped over. And then we scoop, lift, and turn.
Some of my students at recess, they'll do the jumping inside each other's rope and that type thing. Mainly just the younger girls, they do it. But I wouldn't even say that our ropes really leave that available or accessible for most of the fifth graders and fourth graders if they really want to. Would you say kind of shut that down if they try to do that in class?
Well, no, that was like level 4, buddy
Okay.
jumping. Yeah,
Okay.
I make it so, but you have to be able to do this, this, and this before you're doing that. But some of them actually who can't turn their own rope can do better with someone else's doing it. So in that sense, I think that's a teacher decision. And I would say if they're motivated to do it, or like let's talk about, because they do that at recess all the time. I see them doing it all the time. So that's a good point. But yeah, because that's why they start with long rope, right? Because someone else is turning it. But so, any other questions? Your energy, your enthusiasm is awesome. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. We're going to all be together in the gym. So thank you for all your participation, and we'll see you guys. Yeah. Thanks, guys.